Today is February 10th, 2020. All right, it's a Monday. Today we're going to be talking about stuff a little bit different. Some stuff was on my mind this morning and I wanted to discuss it with you before I head into the shop for the day. And what's on my mind is this card right here. You're going to see it probably top left or something of your screen top right, but either way, I wanted to show it to you, the Death card. As you can see, there is a skeleton on this card, as there pretty much is on all tarot death cards. The skeleton is a prominent feature. So why am I talking about this right now? Because there are some interesting things when you start to break it down. On the book 70 Degrees of Tarot Wisdom, or 78 Degrees of Wisdom, when the death card is being discussed, what is being said is this: that the bones, the skeleton, is being used on that card because the bones last longer than anything else. After you've left the earth, after your physical form has faded away and your spirit has passed on and your bones remain, they can last almost seemingly forever because they can last lifetimes. And what she states, the author of this book, is that it hints at immortality. So this hinting at immortality is important because what happens when we dig up bones? Well, we find fossils. So what happens then is that you can carbon date them. Okay, so carbon dating uses a radioactive form of carbon. So they measure the amount of carbon-14, a radioactive carbon. And they use that amount to tell you how many years or so have passed since the death. How long has these bones been sitting here? Well, radioactive, right, is capable of giving off radiant energy. And radiant energy is energy that travels in waves. So electromagnetic energy, like heat, light, right? So we're light beings. Our spirits are, basically said to be made of something like light, or at least our higher, more subtle bodies are. So if you think about this, your bones being left behind can give off radiant energy. Radiant energy, electromagnetic, heat, light, traveling in waves. Well, it gives off rays of energy, okay? Now the rays, a ray is a stream of particles, and a particle is a small, tiny piece of matter, basically untraceable to the eye, to the physical eye, that is, not the mind's eye. When you start to break this down, you can see that it's almost as if you could tell what period of time you're in by how much of that electromagnetic energy, that radioactive energy, is left inside of the bones. It got me thinking, because I started thinking, well, holy Vegetas, right? This is crazy. When you start to break it all down, you think about it and you're like, I could be literally at any point in time. It sort of like connects all points in time, this death card. Now, in the book, she also states that death is not transformation, okay? Even though people call the death card transformation. The author of the 78 Degrees of Tarot, I'm going to post her name. It's slipping in my mind right now. I'll put it on the screen. But yes, she states that the death card here, what happens is it's not transformation, it's the taking off of the mask that leads to the transformation. So it's letting go of sort of that identity. It's like the death to what I was to now what I will become. So the shedding of that skin is, perfect symbolism for letting that go and then entering the process of transformation. Now, these things are so tightly linked that I think to get in any further than that would just be ridiculous, but think about all this stuff as you go about your day. Think about the fact that you could literally just, does it really matter what time you're in? Except it just, what amount of radiant energy is in the bones at the time can tell you exactly what time period you're in. So you could know whether it's been 50 years since the death or 100 years since the death. And I just started thinking about, like, what if you just sort of could float between time zones? And the difference between those times is just the amount of radiant energy left in a body or in a pile of bones buried beneath something. These indicators are pretty interesting. So it's food for thought. It's good to get the gears turning and thinking about how there is that immortal part of us, and part of it stays inside the bones. I think that's pretty cool. That's it. I'm going to be at the shop today doing astrology and tarot. So come on down. All right. I am there from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Okay. And if I don't see you today, you can always call and make an appointment for Wednesday. I will see you then. And if not, I hope this video was helpful. Hope it gave you some food for thought. And I'll talk to you soon.